If you're getting ready to sit for the FTCE Social Science 6 through 12 exam, test code 037, be sure to tune in here to help you prepare to do your best. My name is Sandra Matthews. I have a doctoral degree in education, and I'm a test prep expert with Study.com. I'm here to provide some detailed information about this exam's competencies and also review the test format. In addition, you'll find helpful prep and test-taking tips along the way. Time to get started. The FTCE Social Science 6 through 12 037 exam is one of 39 subject area examinations in Florida. Educators seeking to teach social science to middle or high school students are required to pass the FTCE 037 exam for licensure purposes. Of the 6 competencies making up the exam, 5 cover knowledge only. The 6th competency addresses instructional strategies and resources used to teach social science. Knowledge of geography accounts for 10% of the entire exam. The knowledge of economics competency and knowledge of political science competency are a total of 30% of the exam, or 15% each. Accounting for 25% of the entire exam is knowledge of world history. Knowledge of U.S. history also makes up 25% of the total exam. The final 10% of the exam is represented by the knowledge of social science and its methodology competency. The exam consists of 80 multiple-choice questions. You will have 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete the test, which works out to be around 2 minutes per question. So my first tip is aim to spend no more than 1 minute and 30 seconds on each question. So you'll have time at the end to review all your answers and revisit those you're most unsure about. My second test-taking tip is read each question carefully so you fully understand what's being asked. You can typically eliminate 2 of the answers once you fully understand the question. And my final testing-taking tip, be aware of tricky questions using the words least, except, and not that ask for the answer that least rather than best fits the question. Now let's get into each of the FTCE Social Science 6 through 12 competencies. We'll explore what you need to know to do well for each of these categories. You can also tune into our channel for videos, which will give you even more information in addition to sample problems and reviews. For knowledge of geography, you'll need to demonstrate your knowledge of not just natural processes, but the influence of human-environment interactions on the formation of Earth structures and systems, as well as language, communities, and other cultural features. You should also be able to identify geographic details from charts, maps, and other visuals, and understand the 6 elements of geography. Knowledge of economics is designed to determine your understanding of macroeconomics, global economic concepts, and government and central banking systems and institutions. You should also have an understanding of resource allocation, supply and demand, and the function of budgeting and saving in consumerism. Questions and knowledge of political science focus on functions of state and local governments, political parties, and the electoral process, the functions of each branch of U.S. government, and different types of political systems. You will also find questions about the U.S. Constitution and its amendments, concepts in foreign policy, and elements of citizenship. Knowledge of world history measures your knowledge of ancient civilization, characteristics of various cultures, and major periods throughout history, including the Middle Ages, Renaissance, Reformation, and the Industrial Revolution. You should be familiar with the political, social, and economic events during these periods, as well as major military conflicts, world religions, and global development throughout history. You'll be expected to know details about significant developments during the colonial period, the antebellum period, and the Civil War, along with World War I and II and Cold War eras, and through the 20th century for the knowledge of U.S. history competency. You will encounter questions about the Revolutionary Era, Reconstruction, industrialization, the Great Depression, the New Deal, and the development of civil liberties and civil rights. Questions also address major figures and events in Florida history. In knowledge of social science and its methodology, you'll be asked to demonstrate your understanding of social science concepts, such as culture, class, and gender, and social science disciplines, including psychology and anthropology. You should also be familiar with social science instructional strategies and be able to interpret social sciences information depicted in graphs and tables. How should you best prepare for the FTCE Social Science 6 through 12 exam? Here's my next tip. Start with a diagnostic, like a practice test, to help you identify strengths and weaknesses. You might already know a lot about U.S. history or geography, so you don't need to spend a lot of time reviewing material you're already strong in. Taking a diagnostic on a site like study.com can pinpoint what you know and what you don't. Use the insights from the diagnostic to select what material you need to review and where you should practice. Study.com will create a personalized study plan for you. My next tip, if you're using other materials, you may need to put your own study plan together. Watch lessons to review material you are shaky on. If you feel confident about a topic, do practice. If you notice you're missing a lot, go back and review a lesson. This brings me to my last prep tip. Practice, practice, practice. This will help you get comfortable with the exam's material, the question format, and the timing. As a result, you'll go into test day feeling confident and prepared. I hope this video covered everything you were wondering about the FTCE Social Science 6 through 12 exam. Check out our deep dives on each competency and watch our practice problem walkthroughs to jumpstart your preparation. Also, check out our test prep course. There is a 92% pass rate for those who have completed this course. Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so you won't miss any new videos when they drop. If there are any specific tests or questions that you would like us to review, please let us know in the comments below and we'll get to them as soon as possible. Finally, once you've passed your Social Science 6 through 12 exam, please leave a note in the comments so we can all celebrate your success. Good luck.